my friends and fishes, Courtney Mermaid here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be visiting my local lake, and we're going to be getting some evening footage, which is really exciting. As you know, I'm in Canada, and summer is basically over. We have a few hot sunny days left, and then that's it, and Eric and I are making the absolute most of it. I'm taking you along kind of the routine, what we're looking for, what we're doing. So if any of that sounds good, be sure to give the video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe because we're so close to 25K, it hurts. It's free. It really helps out my channel and shows me that you want more content and that you like what I do and all of the things, so be sure to do that. Okay, so the main point of this whole adventure was to get bite-sized clips for Instagram. I've talked about this before in the previous vlog. This seems to be the thing right now. People want to see the mermaid content over on Instagram, and you know it just makes sense because Instagram is such a visual platform. I mean, yes, YouTube is too, but Instagram is more like you're on the bus, you're, dare I say, in the bathroom. Hey, maybe you're in the bathtub, I don't know. But look, you're waiting for an appointment, you're doing something that's just like, I need a quick mindless thumb through the Instagram, and there you go. All the bite-sized, digestible mermaid clips and content are available there. And I am getting so many questions from you about how I actually went viral and like how it happened and what I did, what the thinking was, as if I have control over the algorithm and the gods that be. I do have some strategies and some things that I do that are very specific that I have discovered are more likely to generate views. If that's something you'd like to see me do, be sure to let me know in the comments section down below and I can discuss it with you. And without further ado, let's dive into the video. Today's episode is brought to you by shopvancouvermermaid.com. Visit shopvancouvermermaid.com to start your mermaid adventure today. All right, my fishes, so let's get ready to go. So I have everything already packed up. I did that off camera. I just do a last double check to make sure I haven't forgotten any towels, because you would not believe how often that has actually happened to me, whether you forget goggles or something else. I have this cool little dolly trolley thing that I fashioned with a bungee cord in my big hockey bag. Makes it a little bit easier on the back to tote around. And then the drive. Now, honestly, I do film this mostly for me. I don't know how much you guys actually like to see this, but I gotta tell you, the feeling that you have when you know you're about to go on an amazing mermaid adventure and the sun is setting and the sky and the trees and everything, like, I just don't ever want to forget this moment. These moments I feel like are a bit few and far between sometimes, and I do love this lake. The trek to it is a little bit daunting, but it totally is worth it. Even though it was really busy this evening, it doesn't look that busy just because of the angles, but there's actually 2 beaches at this lake, and it was quite busy. So getting into the water is always fun. The water here is, fortunately, for the most part, fairly warm in comparison to other places where I swim. And I kind of get right in. I don't sort of dawdle. I really try not to. I used to be a dawdler when it comes to getting in cold water. I'm just like, you know what? Rip the band-aid off. Just go do the thing. It's fine. Just to make it freaking happen. And then Eric had a question about my camera, which I thought was too cute not to share.
What button do I press just to get my display back?
Just tap the screen.
Thanks.
Hi. Let's go for a swim. Swimming underwater here is a real trip, and people ask why I wear the goggles. You can see how murky this is. It's quite spooky actually to swim in this lake without goggles, and frankly, I don't really like putting my eyes at risk. I don't really feel like it's a necessary thing. I really don't mind. I do this for me, not to fool people.
Oh, there's like the baton, the handoff.
The handoff, yeah. And when it comes to actually filming, I get Eric to film everything, and he's so good at picking angles and such. Even though this stuff doesn't necessarily work for that vertical format, it's just good. You never know what you're gonna catch, so always keep the camera rolling, just always. Like, this was a fun little moment, right? And it cuts together really well with the next clip, so if I wanted to put something together that way, I totally could. I really enjoy swimming at this lake. You can see, unfortunately, there is a little bit of garbage, but I do, when I'm able to do a little tidy up, I like to do that as well at the end of our filming session. So, and keep all of, just always be filming. You never know what you're gonna catch. I mean, 2 of the stupidest human beings you've ever heard in your life. My God, did you know that he doesn't think of her? Ever? Did you know that?
I didn't know that. It's amazing. I love coming to the beach and hearing all about other people's shit. It's so cool. My God, have this conversation behind closed doors. Please. Can a mermaid get no peace? I tell you, it's ever so frustrating.
Okay, so I don't really know what got into me with that, but it was a funny moment and the people were just pissing me off so much, so I thought I would include it. And here is some of my favorite footage that we captured from this swim. I do have this done in slow motion, so when I film in 60 frames per second, which allows me to, when I do slow it down 50%, I still get this really nice, smooth, like good, even quality content. But you can see, like, I've color corrected this, and no joke, this is actually how murky this lake is. If you go really early in the morning, sometimes it'll be more clear, and obviously the deeper you go, the clearer it gets, because the colder it gets, and there's not as many people kicking up dirt and dust, but it's a little bit further than I like to make Eric go out, so, and especially because we're in open water, right? And I like to have more than one spotter. So safety first always, but I love how my tail looks in these shots. It makes me happy that I do have a slightly more saturated tail, so I do still pop, because I'm basically the same color as this lake. I'm green and blue, and everything is green and blue. So I don't know, I think it turned out really well. I think it's fairly convincing, and as you can see, the angles in the shots that I like to use for things, you wouldn't know that I was wearing goggles anyways. Do you know what I mean? It's a good mermaid adventure without a couple of weird looks, am I right? There's always got to be a few people who got to make a funny face at me. But listen, what you should be is impressed, because the monofin's about 5 pounds, the tail is about 15. Chances are the mic is completely waterlogged anyways, and you're not actually hearing any of this, so. And just like that, another excellent mermaid adventure under our belts. We are on our way back home now. We do stop for a quick bite to eat, because you gotta. Hey, mermaiding is hard work, and mertending I think is even harder work. Let's be totally honest. Am I right, Eric? I have a really good system with how we do things, but we did decide to use the cart for the way back just because it's a lot to carry, and when everything is wet, it's even worse. So we got home, and of course it's late, right? Because this was an evening swim, so it was basically immediately time to pill the dog. If you guys don't know, Alfie does have a heart condition. That sort of happened to us this year, and poor little lad now has to be on heart medication, so I have to do that twice a day, every day. Poor little guy, and he actually closed his mouth and kind of bit me here, but he's usually really, really good for his pill, so I don't give him too hard of a time. And then he gets some cheese, and he gets really happy, and of course I get really happy about it. And then it was time to go and clean out all of my stuff. Now, fortunately, swimming at the lake, for some reason, this particular lake, I do not get as gross as I do when I go to the beach, like the ocean. For whatever reason, this night, I guess I just didn't spend a lot of time, maybe in the shallows, scuffing against rocks and sand and stuff. So my top was actually still full of sand from my beach. So this is actually what I'm doing. This isn't from this swim. Like, I do wash everything, but I hadn't noticed that there was sand in like the cups, because there's a mesh layer. These tops are amazing, but they do collect sand a little bit. So keep an eye out on that, and you just kind of like flip it sort of inside out. And anyways, I give everything a really good rinse. I have to clean out the tub. Try not to let sand and sediment go down your drain. That's kind of bad form. So I'll drain everything, and then I'll wipe out the excess so that it doesn't just collect in the drain. And then I had a shower, did my face, took care of my skin, hung up all my stuff, and then got in my PJs and basically got ready for bed. And that was the entire adventure, and it was so much fun. Thank you for coming along with me. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I want to say a big thank you to you guys for leaving me all of the comments of encouragement, and that you like where I went with the last vlog. I really appreciate that. It really does kind of keep me going and lets me know that I'm heading in the right direction. And if you want to see any of the final footage that we got from this video, be sure to swim on over to my Instagram and give me a follow. And apparently there's a notification thing for Instagram now too, as if following somebody isn't enough of an indication that maybe I'd like to receive a notification when they post. I don't even understand what is with these social media platforms now, but a lot of the posts are already up there from this swim, so definitely go check it out. And otherwise, I want to thank you guys so much again for watching. It means the world to me, and I look forward to catching you all again in my next video. Happy swimming. Bye. A big thank you to the Patreon Pod for helping sponsor today's episode. The Patreon Pod is your mermaid home away from home, with a private Discord community chat, weekly live streams with replays where you can actually watch me make mermaid tales live, as well as get exclusive looks at upcoming projects I'm working on and more. Please check out the link in the description box down below.